Bob has been at this for a long time, 57 years actually. For 57 years, he's been studying the mind, paradigms, and the universal laws. I don't know who has studied this single topic every day for that long, and I'd be willing to bet you don't either. He's been helping individuals and businesses all around the world to earn more money, enjoy more happiness, and develop more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. If that sounds good to you, then again, you're in the right place, and I want to encourage you for the next hour, set aside all distractions, put away your phone, close other windows on your computer or tablet, and really give Bob your undivided attention, because his focus today is to enlighten you to the secret science of getting rich. Now, without further ado, let's bring on the man of the hour, Mr. Bob Proctor. Bob?
Thanks very much, Mikey. Mikey Steller, who introduced me, is one of our key people. Mikey came here a number of years ago. She just kept moving ahead, and she's the marketing director now. A very valuable part of the company. I think her value is in her attitude because it's contagious. She has a phenomenal attitude. You very rarely ever see her with anything but a good attitude. So I want to thank you, Mikey, and thank you for the nice introduction. There's a good question. What makes my Secret Science of Getting Rich training different than anybody else? Well, there's a number of things. One of the major things is the 57 years that I've been dedicated to this. I have been absolutely fascinated with this subject now my entire adult life. Started way back in 1961. And I was given this book in 1961 by a good friend, and he changed my life. On October the 21st, a long time ago. And I've never stopped studying it. I became absolutely fascinated with why we do what we do and why we don't do many of the things we want to do. Now, I've got a goal here. I have a goal in this particular program, on this call. I want to enlighten you to a new way of thinking about money and your relationship to money, in a way that's going to help you earn more of it than you've ever dreamed of, and you're going to do it through understanding. Okay, you're going to do it with ease through understanding. See, money goes where it's invited, and it stays where it's welcome. Some people don't invite money. They keep talking about how hard it is to earn, and it's not very welcome. They curse it, and they feel bad about it, and they talk debt all the time. Money doesn't like to stay in an environment like that. Talk nice about it. Money is a servant, makes a terrible master. I wrote in Born Rich where you should love people and use money. Some people get that equation reversed, and that's in bad shape. It doesn't work. Now, if you stay until the end, I'm going to give you our Business Builder Checklist. And that Builder Business Checklist has been developed over a long time. It's very valuable. So I'm going to ask you to stay right here until the end. I've done a lot of things right over the 57 years, but keep in mind, I've done a lot of things wrong. I don't think you learn from your wins. I think you learn from your mistakes, if you're smart. And I consider myself to be reasonably smart from the studying that I've done. I don't think I was very wide awake when I started to do this, but in everything, it's been pointed out that the bad things are not really bad things. There's good things. It just is, and we've got to find the good or the bad in it. So you learn from your mistakes. Now, after doing this for over 50 years, this is one thing I've learned, that you can attract anything you want in life. You are God's highest form of creation. You have been blessed with faculties that beyond the scope of our imagination. We can attract anything. Now, attraction is the key word there. We say anything, but attraction is really the key. We talked about a lot on The Secret, but we didn't get into why. I'll get into why here, how the attraction works. See, attraction is a secondary law. It's not a primary law. Vibration is the primary law. This body that you're living in is a mass of energy. Your brain is an electronic switching station. And you alter the vibration you're in when you think, and that changes what you attract. So implementing the secret science of getting rich is easier than you might think it is. There is a science to it. There's no question about it. Now, anyone that is willing to put this to work and become rich with the right information, anyone can. There's no secret to this, and if you study, you're going to see that there can't be. You're going to find people who are absolutely brilliant and they become very wealthy. You're going to find some who are absolutely brilliant and they stay broke all their life. You're going to find people who are functionally illiterate. We'll go right to the other end. They're functionally illiterate. They can neither read nor write, yet they earn millions. And you're going to find others who are functionally illiterate who struggle through their whole life. Anyone that is willing to put in the work can become rich with the right information. There's no question about that. And I'm going to show that. Now, do you want to know the system that revolutionized my life and took me to multiple 8-figure per year. Because that's what I'm going to show you. I've got the whole thing mapped out. This is absolutely incredible. Now there's 3 secrets here. Understanding the true principle of prosperity. That is absolutely essential. The first one is the law of compensation. Compensation is governed by a law just the same as everything else is governed by laws. You can't get away from it. The whole universe operates by law, so compensation is one of those laws. You've got to learn to think in a certain way. Play with it. All the great leaders have conditioned, they've helped us become aware that we become what we think about. That's the one point they've disagreed on. Every great thinker, every great leader that has ever lived has been in complete unanimous agreement that you and I become what we think about. They've disagreed on virtually everything else but that one point. Thinking in a certain way. I'm going to show you what that certain way is. And the last one, impression of increase. That is an absolute must. That's also a law. So if we want to make it happen, top secret. You're going to see it, you're going to hear it, I'm going to share it with you. Now before we dive in, here's a quick question. What keeps people stuck? Month after month, year after year. Why does a person stay stuck? It doesn't make sense. Here's another one. How and when does earning money become easy? You'll hear some people say it's a breeze. Nothing to it. Others struggle all their life and they never earn very much. And number 3, what is stopping you from earning the amount of money that you really want to earn? Now, how much do you really want to earn? See, when I started, I wanted to earn $25,000. I figured if I had $25,000, I would have died and gone to heaven. I didn't even know anyone with $25,000. Now, that was in 1961. It's still a fair amount of money, but not the way it was then. On this webinar, I'm going to simplify the process of earning money to the point that anyone can understand and implement it. Anyone. I don't care. If you're old enough to think and comprehend what I'm saying, then you can do it. On this webinar, I'm going to reveal to you how to think in the certain way that'll get you the results you really want. You've got to think in a certain way if you're going to get it. You just can't keep thinking the way you've been thinking, or you're going to end up getting what you've been getting. Now, on this webinar, I'm going to give you a special trick to keep in your pocket that you can instantly turn your day, your week, or a project, your whole life around at any time. Sounds good, doesn't it? Well, there's more. On this webinar, I'm going to introduce you to a concept that will change your life like night and day, like that. Now, you'd think this is magic. Listen, when you learn about your life, it is magic. I worked with magicians every now and then, and in conferences. Like if I'm speaking at a conference, they may have a magician at the conference, and periodically they get me involved in the trick. Well, when you know the trick, it's not magic anymore. When you study a magician and you know the trick, and that's the biggest problem the magician have, is understanding you don't know what he's doing or she's doing. Well, when you do understand the trick, it's not magic anymore. When you understand life, it is magic. Believe me. Let's look. Here's a good question. Who am I? Do you know that's a question very few people ever are able to answer? They're just not able to answer it. Who am I? Well, I'm going to tell you something. You are God's highest form of creation. I don't care if you believe in religion or if you believe in science. So the only 2 areas you got to go to. Both of them clearly indicate you've got power beyond the scope of your imagination. And we're starting to see evidence of that every day in everything that's being shown around us. So who am I? Well, let's look at it a different way. Let's look at it this way. I'm a spiritual being. What does that mean? Nobody's ever seen spirit. Well, nobody's ever seen you either. All they've ever seen is the body that you live in. You see, you're a mass of energy and you function on frequencies. That body you're living in is nothing but a mass of energy, and it functions on frequencies. If you took a photograph of your body with a Kirlian camera, you would see your body as a glistening, radiating, gleaming form. That's what you would look like. See, Simeon Kirlian, way back in 1934, perfected a form of photography where the energy coming from the person's body will penetrate a camera, penetrate the film, and you can actually photograph it. And as you change the images in your mind, the vibration in you changes, and the energy coming from you changes. See, energy flows through and to and through you. You express energy. It's flowing to and through, and you can actually photograph it. And of course,